statewide and locally here in Flagler, positive COVID cases are up.
COVID cases have risen from 10 per day to 30 per day this past week in Flagler County, but County Health Officer Bob Snyder suspects the real numbers are much higher.
These numbers are, I think, on the low end because so many residents are home testing and those negative or positive results are just not required to be reported. So I wish I could say that we were in an endemic state, but we're not there yet.
Those who are immunocompromised or residents of long-term care facilities are urged to get vaccinated and boosted.
That is the best protection right now with this Omicron variant, which is very, very contagious as the measles. So we are still encouraging prevention, but we are also learning to live with the virus, and we'll be doing so for the foreseeable future.
Even with the rising COVID case numbers in Flagler County, Snyder tells WNZF that hospitalizations remain low.
The number of people in the hospital today diagnosed with COVID is 9. This is not as severe as Delta, as evidenced by the low hospitalization rate. The death rate has remained the same at 359 over these last many weeks. So contagious, but not as severe as the Delta strain.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Flagler County's Department of Health issues advice to parents dealing with the baby formula shortage.
WIC Director Michelle Morrell says they've been on top of things ever since the Abbott formula recall happened back in February.
In the last week or two, it definitely has seen a shortage in the grocery stores, so we have been working closely, our vendor manager, myself, all of staff, to work with the moms, partnering with the stores to get the formula cans on the shelf for these vulnerable babies.
One big concern is that parents may take actions that endanger their infants.
There's so many dangerous concoctions out there, people making homemade formula, people doing all kinds of creative things just to try to feed their babies. So we try to give them a safe alternative to what the baby has been drinking, because not all formulas are the same. They can be very similar. They can be very different depending on the needs of the babies. So we just take each case one-on-one. We talk to the mom, find out what's going on, and we just tailor and individualize every mommy that we talk to.
Get more information by visiting floridahealth.gov. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
A Bunnell woman in her 70s was killed Saturday night after driving her car into a retention pond at the Grand Reserve Golf Club in Bunnell. At about 10 p.m. Saturday night, Flagler County Sheriff's Office dispatch received a call about a reckless vehicle driving on the golf course in the Grand Reserve subdivision. A Bunnell police officer responded. About 10 minutes later, the officer reported finding a vehicle submerged in a pond near the 400 block of Grand Reserve Drive. Its taillights were visible near the surface. The officer quickly stripped off his gun belt and entered the water alone in an attempt to rescue the driver. Once underwater, the officer broke a rear window using a punch device. After clearing away the glass with his bare hands, the officer unfortunately was not able to reach the driver. Responding deputies from the Flagler County Sheriff's Office and firefighters from Flagler County Fire Rescue entered the water and removed the driver, who was transported to Advent Health Palm Coast, where she was pronounced dead. The Florida Highway Patrol took over the investigation, and the Bunnell officer was treated and later released at Advent Health for several cuts to both hands. Flagler County Sheriff's deputies shut down yet another drug house.
This time in Bunnell. Deputies and the SWAT team raided the home on the 800 block of Hyman Circle. There they say they found morphine, meth, drug paraphernalia, and $3,000 in suspected drug proceeds. Sheriff Rick Staley.
Another drug house was closed down thanks to the work of our Special Investigations Unit and SWAT team, recovering fentanyl and other narcotics. Hopefully the poison peddlers will start to get the message that if you sell poison in Flagler County, you will get a visit from our SWAT team. It's a great job by all our deputies involved, taking out drug dealers one at a time to make our quality of life and community better.
36-year-old Michael Bennett was arrested and charged with felony drug trafficking and possession. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
Flagler County's unemployment rate is still trending in the right direction.
Flagler County's unemployment rate continued its rapid descent, declining to 2.6% in April of 2022, down from 3% the previous month. Greg Blase is the president and CEO of the Palm Coast Flagler Regional Chamber of Commerce.
What we have going on is a 2.6% unemployment rate in Flagler County as of last month, which is down 0.4 percentage points from the previous month. We've had several straight months of continuous unemployment rate decline. And really what that means is that more Flagler County residents are employed. We have fewer unemployed job seekers looking for unemployment benefits, and our labor force continues to grow.
Blase adds, despite increasing gas prices, growing inflation, higher interest rates, workforce and supply chain issues, Flagler's economy continues to create jobs. He also says the chamber will continue to closely monitor the economic headwinds businesses are facing, but what's clear is both the tourism and construction-related industries have contributed greatly to the local economy. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
May is National Water Safety Month.
That's why Flagler County has such people as John Raffo with Fire Rescue. He said on a recent episode of the Flagler Voice that it was around 2005 or 2006 that the county formed the Water Rescue Team.
We had an obligation to the citizens, especially at the northern end of the county at the beach, that didn't have any coverage for the beach. There was no lifeguards there.
Raffo said that those who took the class came back to teach it to others. Listen to the Flagler Voice on WNZF on Saturday mornings at 8:30 or anytime on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, what it was like taking the Marine Rescue class locally. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.